Hello. What? Ha! Let's get some audio started here. Okay, is that picking me up? Okay. How about you? Test. Okay, there we go. Welcome, Graceland. Let me turn everything that I fucking have onto Do Not Disturb. That's the sign that the thing is posted, which means we're live. The notification has been sent out. I need a couple more minutes, though. None of that. Let's make the gate. Not give it that much of a look ahead, but let's make it so this doesn't reduce audio that much. And then we're gonna put clip just so when we go too high, it can knock us back down. Ah, that's pretty loud. Let's make that release longer. Huh. Okay. So it's March 1st. It's already fucking March. That's crazy. Also, if it sounds like I'm vaping, I am. I have this fucking CBD Juul cartridge, and I'm just trying to chill out. And so I was thinking I would delve more into conlanging and the like for this stream. It looks like the stream's having some trouble connection-wise. Yeah, video output low. What's up with that? Let's see. Alright. Let's get a notification sent out on Discord here, and then we can start this proper. Wait, one more minute. Okay, I'm here. Who's here? What do we got? Okay. Good evening. Also, welcome, Casey. Am I getting picked up? Yeah, looks like it. Oh, that's not the angle I wanted. I think those cameras are not pointed right. Oh, that one's spun around. You're supposed to be this way. Ah. And I'm here. I'm down over here in this corner. So it's March 1st, it's Friday. It's been an interesting week. I've been getting back into sync with things. It's been interesting. I'm just kind of a ghostly voice off screen right now. Let me there. Now there's more of me. I feel like it could be wider though. Whatever. So welcome to the stream. I'm not gonna do much musicality today. I could do some kind of beat if we get far enough into it. I might rewrite some lyrics, but I don't know if I can actually record them, so I'm not gonna like push myself. Okay. Let's get this other thing. Okay. Oh yeah, no, I know that. It's so I can do like stream intro stuff. I wait for enough people to show up and then I start talking about stuff. So I'm gonna be updating some stuff soon. When the Patreon money comes in, I'm gonna be getting some stuff to start the merch tier. And basically what that's gonna come with is a mug, some sampler tins, all of like the thanks and names on stuff and all of that, and a t-shirt of your choice. And this will be like a not every 2 weeks kind of thing. It would be like a seasonal thing. Every release, every like EP. So for this one, there's gonna be 2 or 3 of them. You'll get, you know, some tea, a mug, and a t-shirt. If you have too many mugs, you can ask me to send something else besides a mug. It'll be a limited thing. I think I'm only gonna put like 8 slots on it. I don't expect them to. I don't know if anyone's gonna take it right away, because it might be one of the higher slots. I'm thinking of moving it down to like maybe 32. I don't know. Because I want to make sure I can, you know, afford to do it and ship stuff out. But that's the thing that I'm planning on doing before Crow's Eye is up. And with Crow's Eye being the format that it is, I'm also thinking of doing a merch contest, a merch design contest. As we get further into the story, you know, there's going to be a lot of lyrics, there's going to be a lot of quotes, and there's characters and stuff, and there's themes and there's imagery. So it'd be interesting to see what kind of fan art people would come up with. And I will offer a cash prize when I want to do a like a big, like, hey, this thing is starting, like, announcement for it. I'll have a number to put on that cash prize. But those are 2 things that I'm looking into doing right now. Welcome Torin, welcome Tooch. Welcome Kaneko. I might donate to that tier if I can afford it. Fuck yeah. I would appreciate that so much. Shipping might be difficult outside of the country, but I will see what I can do. That might be the main thing that affects the pricing, because I might not be sending too much stuff. It's just that I might have to send stuff to like a lot of places, and I want to make sure I can afford that. I'm also going to be paying voice actors, so I'm doing all this budget stuff, and there's all this inflow and outflow, and I feel pretty I want to say overwhelmed, but I actually don't. I feel sufficiently whelmed right now. I'm in a pretty good sweet spot of like some things going wrong, but pretty much hitting the sweet spots in my day-to-day, and it's been going okay. Just all I do is when I hear any thoughts happening, I just make my mind start going up and down the first 7 harmonics of the harmonic series, and I just zone out to that. And my day just tends to go by better. Yeah, and Kaneko and anybody else who's out there interested in auditioning, I do rounds of auditions, and if you email me and say that you're interested, I'll talk to you and I'll send you whatever the current round is. But the deadline on the most recent one, I believe, is March 6th. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. I could just zone out and do, like, spreadsheet shit, while talking about, like, linguistics. I might do that. Yeah, here I am. There I am. God. Okay. Hello. So, let's pull some stuff up on the screen here. I have these documents. How... Okay, I don't have definitions for all of these. Whatever. Let's find Oxford Indo-European. Caseception. Oh, it's showing that screen and God damn it, it does this sometimes. Give me a second. Where's me big? Screen. Okay, this is it. What's a good email for the VA thing? Okay, it's case@case.dog. I'm so sorry, I didn't say that earlier. Let me, wait, how do I put the camera behind me? That's case@case.dog. I should just, God. So apparently, here's some more news. I found, a workaround for the alerts killing stream. And also, I'm sorry if the video quality is dipping in and out. It seems that, internet's just having, some difficulties. I don't need to be playing that. I'm not sure what's been up with the internet here these past couple days. It's just been, really slow. We get patches of this sometimes. Looks like it's green again. Okay, come on. Load this thing. I'm just gonna download it. Seven minutes on that? Okay, I could probably transfer that shit faster. Alright. But basically, there's a bunch of rules that I have for this conlang here. I just typed 20 in there. I want to try to make this document more coherent. It's pretty all over the place now because there's some stuff that I'm not actually using, like tones. I'm not using tones yet. Of all the shit that, is in the, thing so far, I don't think any of this will spoil any of it. This is just straight up, this is just grammatical rules and shit, and I think it's interesting because I can pull, this is a language that I'm basically pulling other conlang ideas from, and there's another thing that I'm trying to do with it called nucleic, where I break the vowels down into, semi-vowels that you can combine and then have every sound essentially set as its sound with like a schwa on it, like a like egon breaks down to fucking aakachajon, which I don't think is spelled right. Is just AT Kylo Sulo Haliao. What's a good example of like the difference between nucleic and... No, nucleic's pretty oh yeah, here, Ichwus. For horse. Ichwus becomes Iquaus for Ichwus. And it's like you're trying to break every sound into like different ways that you can fucking cut it down, or like represent it essentially. Like K plus palatization, so KI. It's But the idea is I want this list to be something that I can run through a script that I'm gonna write later. Not like a fucking, not like a you read it like screenplay, but like a script for language generation. So I'm making the root language that the fucking Jovian speak, and then I'm gonna, for every, like, you know, subculture on that planet, I'm going to go into Proto-Indo-European sound changes across different, like, language families, like Greek, Latin, Sanskrit, Baltic, Celtic, Germanic. Like, I'm gonna go through those and make all of their sound changes, like, program operations in a thing, in a code. And then I'm gonna randomly generate Indo-European languages, and then use some basic grammatical rule sets, and how much fucking morphology they would like preserve to you know, make sure the syntax makes sense. And that's a goal of mine. I want to see if I can do that, and maybe not this year. I would love to be able to do it by the end of this year, but it's there would be a lot involved in it. I've been researching all of this for like 3 years. But yeah. Play some tunes while talking about linguistics sounds like a good Friday night. Welcome, Dirk Wentz, by the way. I don't think I said welcome to you. That's a good name. I like that name. Dirk Wentz. Fall Out Boy is, like, strangely, the, like, soundtrack to my life. Like, a specific stretch of my life. It's weird. I swear to God, I can't fucking, every time I've been to an airport, there's, like, these fucking 2 Fall Out Boy songs that I associate with different people. And, I'll always hear one of them. Sometimes when I'm at a fucking, like, you know, at the train station or some shit. And there's always, like, really, fucking, I don't know. I really like Pete Wentz. I really fucking resonate with Pete Wentz's lyrics. People say that, like, Pete Wentz is, like, super Gemini. And I think that's weird because I'm a fucking, Sagittarius, which is, like, the polar opposite of a Gemini. But I feel like I know exactly what he's talking about in every song. It's this weird, like, oh man. Like, I know that headspace. I don't know. I'm just talking about how much I love Fall Out Boy. Fuck. But, who here in the chat? Who here in the chat? Also, yeah, like, it's good to have you around. Should have said something about that before. They do say opposites attract. Me and my friend Red Hunt are he's a fucking Gemini Taurus cusp, right? And I am a, like, he's a Gemini Taurus cusp. I'm a Sagittarian rooster. So, like, we're fucking complete opposites. But, like, whenever we have conversations, we always come at, like, the exact same conclusion from, like, like we think in opposite axes along the same axis, basically. So we'll always arrive at the same conclusion, and it'll always be, like, a fucking wordless space journey once we get there. So, you know... Also, I just use astrological terms because, like, fucking, you know. Were you listening to Fall Out Boy while trying to stay awake in airports at 3 a.m.? God, was I? Yeah, I got really into Folie à Deux when I moved back from, when I moved back from California, I got really into Folie à Deux from Fall Out Boy. And I remember, like, keeping myself awake, just kind of listening to that album gapless all the way through, because it just, there was, apparently everyone hated that album, and everyone liked the one fucking Thanks for the Memories was on, I forget. What was the name of that one? A Fever You Can't Sweat Out was Panic. What was the name of that fucking album? But, yeah, I actually, I listened to, like, all of Folie à Deux all the way through for the first time when I was moving back from California. And what's interesting is, Infinity on High, yeah. What's interesting is that, the song that line is from, I'm pretty sure, was written before that happened. And I remember that being a thing when I was, like, packing up, to, like, fucking move back, and I looked at my friend and I was like, you know, I just wrote a song about this, and when I was writing it, I had no fucking clue what I was writing it about. I guess I know what I'm writing this about. And, I did end up having to stay awake until 3 a.m. on a plane back home. Yeah, don't leave me here. That was the first time, I really, noticed the premonition quality of my fucking, like, I make jokes about, like, oh, I'm just doing a soundtrack to my life. You don't understand. I'm doing a soundtrack to my life in advance, right? And I don't know it. I don't expect it. I just kind of pick up thoughts and rhymes and shit. Whenever you hear me talk about lyrics, it was like, oh yeah, just follow the sounds. I don't think about shit. I literally just follow the sounds that are like approaching in my head, and apparently self-fulfilling prophecy sometimes, but let me tell you, the week that I put I Am out, fucking someone went to go, like, someone was just walking over to my apartment, and when someone else pops out of the other apartment with a lava lamp and says, hey, do you guys want this? And they bring me a lava lamp that's fucking purple and orange. And I went to the farmer's market like a week later, and there was these, you know that thing that's in the background that's overlaid with itself, the Seed of Life thing? Let me just pull it up. Or Flower of Life. Yeah, this motherfucker. There were two headbands at this one booth, hanging from the same hook, and they had this pattern on it, and one was purple, and one was blue. And so, here's my theory, and this is the least crazy thing I can come up with at this point, okay? But my theory is that, so I don't know how to, like, start this without, like, saying some weird Kabbalist principle. Or saying, like, okay, so let's assume, as above, so below, because I don't want to make this, like, a fucking, but my, who knew the key to life prophecies is making a bird universe? I might, don't. Don't. Okay, listen, there's a lot of other planets, and there's a lot of other, like, sentiences. Bird universe is not the place to be. It's pretty fucked up right now. But okay, here's what I'm gonna try to get at. And I think this picture might help explain it. Okay, cool. I think that on top of the 3 physical dimensions, this is what I believe. This is like my actual belief. This isn't like the bullshit, like metaphysics, like what if kind of stuff. This is actually what I think. I think that the patterns that make up the 3-dimensional universe that allow matter to form and allow matter to form systems that can self-propel themselves, and, you know, sustain homeostasis and all of that. I believe that that ability, and that structure exists on more axes of freedom than our matter has its hands around, basically. So what I mean by that is, let's think about the state of our experience right now, right? We have ads that show us stuff that we talk about in conversations, right? We have YouTube autoplay, which, you know, is like a fucking... It's like, no matter what direction you set it in, it will veer you off into the fringe and then get you caught in an echo chamber loop. And it'll either be, like, fucking, you know, Twitch streamers, just, like, screaming at the camera, or it'll be, like, unboxing videos, or it'll be, like, people, like, silently making food, or it'll be white supremacy. Like, fucking... The internet is a strange fucking wild place, and all of the ideas that people have, good or bad, helpful or damaging, are just fucking out there. And if you wander too far in any direction, even if you set your on-rails bullshit like computers on in any direction, it wanders through content that was made up by human brains. And this stuff arranges itself based on the interests of people and the interests of groups, forming connections, right? Forming connections of association, right? That these servers and all of this shit, like, you know, they're forming a pattern. They're forming a system, right? That's what I'm saying. So we take in media, right? And we take in all of these signals that are just the result of people's own imagination and expression being spit back out, right? Packaged for us. And then we, you know, we fucking construct our schema within this collective, like, you know, universe. And so all of our thoughts, all of the words and phrases and earworms that buzz through our head come from elsewhere. They come from outside. And in our culture, where everything is global and connected, we're all thinking approximately the same shit. We're all wandering into approximately the same weeds on YouTube and on Facebook and on Tumblr. Just different sections of it, and on Twitter, right? So, what are the implications of this? The implications of this are that just as you can sort of predict if half of a checkerboard is covered up, that there's still fucking white and black squares under it, if you lift up the thing, you can sort of assume that there is a pattern here, even if we can't see it, until, you know, like, we can assume that there is a pattern that through time, even though we can't see the future, we can tell based on trajectory, based on the information in the cloud that surrounds us and the way the pattern works, what could happen. Because there's a lot of prophecies that don't come true. There's a lot of things I say in songs that don't come true. The internet was a fucking mistake. When I was a kid, I thought, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. This is the greatest thing. Everything's unrestricted. I can get into fucking anything and nobody can stop me. And now that I'm an adult, I realize, oh my fucking god, stupid kids can just get into fucking anything and nobody can stop them. And I think the internet is ultimately a mistake. I think... Alright, let's see if this is the right PDF. Yeah, this is it. I think I already had this downloaded, actually. The internet is too much power. Short-term blessing, long-term curse. It will be the downfall of our species. This is me on CBD and caffeine. And 109 jumping jacks. We're gonna have 7-year-old demigods via the internet. We already fucking do. I've heard stories about my friend Bread's kids. They're fucking they know shit. They just know shit. Like they're fucking, the only thing that they have as an obstacle, it seems, to their like conscious functioning is like learning the motor skills of a small underdeveloped human, but they just seem to fucking know shit. And like I feel like I was pretty ahead of the game because I learned about DNA and biology before like kids my age. But nowadays, you just have a feed of, like, everything. And if you think about, like, 10, 20 years ago, the amount of stuff you had to know to keep up with popular consensus reality conversation was much, much less. A lot of people have existential conversations that you need to have a little bit of knowledge in quantum physics to be able to follow. And this is like a regular thing across the internet. People talk about deep philosophy, and if you're not like well read in like a bunch of fucking historical philosophy, you can't like participate in a lot of political debates on the internet. The standards of communication and like the requirements of people intellectually have skyrocketed. And all of that is just available in content on the internet because everyone knows it, everyone operates off it. And there's no veil to shit anymore, you know? So kids on the internet, you know, especially kids growing up now, I worry for them. I hope they use their power for good. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I feel like there's a bunch of people that have this like perception of an ascension being present, but it seems to be one of those things in the, you know, in the shape, in the pattern that people are just kind of swinging through. It's the spotlight that's on everybody right now. Is like, ah, yeah, some shit's going on. Do you think, Konako, do you think you could achieve that with Kundalini? Many are currently using their power to scream Trump all over the place. Oh my god, I've heard so many stories of these stupid fucking like shitty white teenagers who just, no, like apparently the biggest sales of MAGA hats are high school or white high school boys on field trips because it makes, and this is a quote from a couple of them, it makes the adults mad. That's terrible. This probably isn't ascension. My mom certainly believes so. Do you think it's Christ consciousness time? Do you think we're in Dimension 4? Kundalini. It's, let me oh, we're about to get deep. I said this is gonna be a fiction stream, and this is pretty fictional. So the idea is that there's a red serpent and a green serpent that coil around your spine, and when you do rhythmic breathing and position yourself right and focus all of your energy at the right parts of your spine, this oh, this one shows a golden blue. I like that. I like that better. I use that on the cover of the thing. My internet's going real slow. I'm gonna wait for it to pick back up before I start talking again. Come on. Here we go. I don't think I'm gonna open the door right now. Ring all you want, but I won't find out. I did a mirror and your home was witnesses, but that don't mean you should be thinking I'm giving a damn about what your business is. I don't think I'm gonna open the door right now. Let me just do this. I'm gonna be honest, I ain't got much going on in heaven for the longest. Plans are too much to handle, so I play it safe and I never make promises. Like that thing last week I said I got busy, but I couldn't sleep, and the more that I don't RSVP, the more you call me lazy. The text you sent, I read them all. Just didn't say jack at all, cause that what it's... So face me, man, you're better off, don't hate me. I'll get to it later, maybe. Don't put it on paper. Just take a hint and leave me be for like a day, please. Okay. I'm sorry, I had to do that. Okay. So Kundalini energy is when you literally blitz all your fucking chakra, right? And, like, here's an interesting thing about chakra. Chakra are a great mythos. They're a great, fantastic fucking schema. Just like the 12-tone equal temperament scale, fantastic basis for which to write music on. Not 100% accurate. Not 100, like a fifth in equal temperament, not really actually a fifth. A major third, not really actually a major third. Kundalini, chakra, this kind of shit, it explains the feeling. It's for the feeling of it. Yeah, I'm sorry about the stream's having some trouble here, so you might have to reload if the quality dips. But I think that using the chakra system is like sort of a shortcut for understanding different bodily systems and their feeling, their function of them. You know, if you can associate like fire and solar energy and willpower with your stomach, you can sort through a lot of emotions that have to do with digestion stuff. If you you know, associate hope and excitement with the area between, you know, your heart, either your heart and your stomach or your heart and your throat, that there's a lot of fucking glands that are there that are important, and so you can, you know, focus blood flow to those and all that shit. And so there's the benefits of understanding, you know, this kind of 7-tone system, like cascades down, and I think it's sort of what I write a lot of shit around, because like it's the shape. Let me load this. Yeah, the shape. Solar plexus. Yeah. Solar plexus is the 3rd chakra. I don't know if did I say that? I don't know. I'm kind of moving a mile a minute right now. I'm out of tea. Focus your breath. Sit up straight. Reject negativity. So you gotta be able to do a lot of meditation to build up to this. You have to be able to take thoughts that enter your head and just tell them to fuck off. Refine your diet. Yeah. So you have, God, I kind of want to just talk about the archetypes, but I don't know if that's gonna spoil anything. I want to talk about six plane. I could probably just do that with hexagons. Let's use hexagons. Okay. Alright, so you can tile hexagons like crazy. They're a pretty good structure number, and then if you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hexagons together, you have this bigger pattern that can tile. So you put 6 hexagons around 1 hexagon, and you have this, you know, this space filling sort of thing. Depression? Gone. Well, you know, an interesting thing about that, and what I'm gonna get into right now with this 6-plane shit, is that that kind of fractal down, that cascade of like shit that that this stuff helps with, is because lymph glands are actually nodes in kind of a huge sea of stuff. You have all this interstitial tissue that is made up of these scutoid-like channels, which are beetle-shaped, and they're full of fluid. If your diet isn't that good, if your microbiome isn't absorbing and breaking down all the stuff that it needs to before food gets into you, there's a few things that are gonna happen. Your lymph nodes are gonna get congested because they're just gonna be fucking gunk built up in the water sac of your human self. So every once in a while, you know, water fasts, or just, you know, doing plant-based for a week or two, doing keto for like a month. Just fucking mix it up. Give different parts of your body some rest. Work different parts of your body out. It can help you adjust your balance. I'm in the news? What's up? Local bird cures anxiety. The water sac of your human self, yeah. Your interstitia. Keep in mind, whatever you do, imagine your interstitia, your interstitium, your lymph. Imagine that as like, that's your equivalent to water, right? That is the main humor in your body. Whatever you do, like in and out, whatever you put in and whatever like comes out of it, you can keep a conscious awareness of like, if a bit too much food makes you feel a bit too much like junk and a bit too inflamed, you can notice like, oh, there's a bunch of stuff just in my fucking water sac that doesn't need to be there. And you can cut it out and see how you feel. And it just, you know, pays to be aware of like, because inflammation is one of those things that just makes you feel bad and you won't even like pay attention to it. But, you know, that's the kind of thing. Move your body. Same thing. Keep your fluids moving. Be the watcher. Ooh. Some days it feels like everything is going wrong. Everyone experiences this. Instead of getting wrapped up in negative emotions, acknowledge their presence and let them pass. Yeah, so, you know, being the experience, just kind of watching the screen and holding the controller and having the headset on. Humors? Yeah. Let's see. Get a mentor. Chant. Yeah, this is kind of important. There's a physiological reason why chanting helps, has like a meditative quality to it. I was gonna do some like conlanging shit, but I'm not even doing that. This whole world building culture thing is sort of built off of this kind of chakra kundalini mythos. So, phlegm. I'm talking lymph. I'm talking the shit that's in your scutoids. Okay. Activate your interests. We focus on tasks because we feel like we should not. We should not because, Set aside an hour to pursue tasks that you feel connected to. Whether it be art, music, gardening, sports, or programming. I just kind of zone out and I will clean my kitchen. And that's... I like doing that. I make bread. I'll cook. Like, honestly, cooking is one of those things that's like it's like an hour-long meditative experience for me. So that one I can skate by. I don't know much about this. As you go throughout your day, make an effort to remain aware of the present moment at all times. Yeah. I heard a song about this. Affirmations. Telling yourself, convincing yourself that you are in the reality. It's that power of stories thing. If you can make yourself feel that something is a certain way, it'll make you crave that state more. And you'll be more subconsciously driven to make decisions that point you toward it. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Cut distractions. I can't do that. I have political talk radio on all the fucking time. That or Dan Winter, who is the reason I'm this crazy. So I have to find where I left here. It looks like beard. Beard? Find me. Find me beard. Oh, the peasant bread recipe? I hope that works. It really depends on where you are, and if it doesn't smell that good, it might, it's like a risk. But, I will say that the universe does allow you to have beginner's luck with peasant bread. The first time I made that shit, it turned out fucking exact. Like exactly how I envisioned it would. Every other time, I haven't fucking been able to do it like that good. But I can send you a video for how to start your own sourdough culture, and it takes like 5 days of work to get it to get it to a place where it's like for sure like smells like strawberry banana smoothie, like edible. But you know, it's difficult when you're dealing with it's fine, the flour is cheap. Fuck. I don't think that would work. Wait, are you using whole wheat, or are you just using like bleached flour? Grilled? What? Whole wheat, okay. I don't even fucking remember. I tried to introduce some of my culture to some bleached flour. Like, I used a mix of like my old, like the local $4 a bag, like whole wheat from the farmer's market, and like some bleached flour, and it just didn't want to cooperate. So. What happened? What was the grilled thing? Crepo? Wool, beard. Okay. Here we are. This is what I needed. Grilled cheese. Okay, a grilled cheese without cheese is just a grilled. It's just toast. Wouldn't that just be toast? Stream's dipping a little bit. Sorry if you guys have to reload. Body. Okay, now I'm an hour in and I'm getting to the thing I was gonna do. I'm gonna talk about all these roots. How many of you can read these things off to the side here? No, wait, I'm writing the wrong thing. Inner skin, ooh, like a membrane. That's a good one to know. Carmen, skim. Hide. Shoulder, shoulder. Shoulder, axle. Shoulder. Hatchlich. I don't know what that means. Forearm, foreleg. No wait, forearm. Bajus, okay. Foreleg. Arm, upper arm or shoulder. Those? I should make like an anatomy chart, like pointing to different parts on a direct with like these words. Chalun. Or chalun. Elbow. Jesser, hand. I actually like that word. Jesser. So this, these roots come from Proto-Indo-European. If anyone has any questions about what that is and why I'm just kind of copying shit, I can answer that. Just, okay, no. Hand. Jesser and Justos. That's so good. There's a lot of words for hand. Wing, feather, wing, feather. This word right here is interesting because in Greek it means stone. They're telling me here that in Proto-Indo-European it means feather. It's part of my fucking name. That's my middle name. Pertus, breast or rib. Nipple. Udder. Breast. Teat. We're getting explicit here. Back. Oh. That's dirty. Navel. Oh god. We gotta stop. Let's move on. Oh, it's actually gonna get into like ass, isn't it? Oh no. Buttocks. Where did all these come from? That can't be. Okay, the lower body. Haunch or hip. Oh yeah. Fuck. This is explicit material. Yeah, who wants to learn, fucking Aknepen for all these dirty parts? Let's just go through this. Hip, thigh. Move over here. Turn that up a little bit. Sokut. That's a weird... So, English is a descendant of this language, I thought I would let you know. Loins. Loins. Rear. Rump. I like how they're using these different... Hock. Back of knee. Kenk. Foot. Foot. Paw. Heel. 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 Penis. Pesis or kapper? That's how you say. That's how you say penis in fucking Dragonland. Vulva. Vulva. Pubes. Womb. Nuts. Egg or scrotum. I believe, what is it? Avocados is like that. Where it either means the fruit or it means testicle. This isn't an 18+ stream, sorry. You know, I don't fucking know. This is all approximate. This is all approximate, right? Nobody knows how this language was written. No, this language wasn't written. Nobody knows exactly what this language is or what exactly a lot of these words were. It's just that words with these definitions can both be traced back to these roots, essentially. So maybe, you know, I don't want to say fucking... God. Marrow. Brain. Marrow or brain? That's interesting. Because they're both fatty materials, aren't they? This is why I like this shit, because you get to learn, like, you know, the way that people used to link concepts. Gullet. Throat. Abdomen. Abdomen. Udero. And udstero. That became, like, hustera and uterus. And it originally just meant abdomen or stomach. So that's interesting. Abomasum. I don't know what that means. Rumen. Stomach. Rumen didn't change at all. Rumen. Stomach. Womb. Guetus. Innards. Enterum. Or enterum. Just meaning like stuff that's in. Enterum. The stuff that's there. The stuff that's inside. I like that. Gudum. Intestines. That just sounds like a sound they would make. Gudum. Jarknech. Entrails. The fuck is a rumen? I believe that's an area around your stomach? It's like a section of a stomach in a cow, I guess. Indo-Europeans were the, they were the ones that domesticated cows, too. So this is the cows are fake language. Bladder. Gall. Joln, or Jolnos. That's interesting. Kidneys. Hecher. Liver. Liver. Spleen. Lung. Lung. Or just internal organ. Why did I spell it like that? Chad. Heart. Chesser. Or Escher. Flowing blood. Kreuch is like blood that... I guess Chesser... I don't know if that refers to a substance as much as it refers to, like, you know, as we say blood is like in a bloodline. I don't know. Like life force. Kreuch. Gore. Gory blood. Bone. Mouse. Okay. Sneur. Don't believe the cows, they speak heresy. Yeah. Go get out your King James Bible and look in that and tell me if you see anywhere any kind of verse that sounds like cows are the devil. Okay, live, vital force, life, age of vigor. Age of vigor. Hoius. Hoius. Interesting. Mounts. Enter. Copulate. Bear child. Bear child. It's just sick. Gen. Beget child. Be born. Like generate. Beget child. Grow. 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 Age. Mature. Jech. Where the fuck is it? Okay. That's also just grow. Grow. This is the one that gets used for the word crow. The nurture of the moon. Grow. Grow or increase. Binge. Grow, stand, take shape, breathe, breath, breath, breathe, deeply, sigh, breathe, be full of spirits, blow, cough. What is dank? Bite. Yes! Dink! That's good. Belch. Spew. Vomit. I spelled vomiting. Spew. Spit. I spelled it differently. I spelled it spew. Spiegami sound già mi posti me usum. Tear? Sweat. Tear literally means like, it means like, eye sharp. Like sharpness in your eye, which is weird. Sweat. Urinate. Okay, and that's the last fucking word on this list. Let's find another table. Ooh, okay, this one's got some good words. Manly strength or vitality. Holy shit. Strength. Masculine strength. Vitality. strength, vitality, vital force, strong, fresh, whole, refresh, heal, cure, wait, heal, weak, grow tired, overworked, grow slack, become tired, be fatigued, exhausted, be angry at, afflict, affliction, suffering, pain, evil, be ill, sickness, suffer. Suffering. I just filled it in with suffering. It autocorrected to that. I guess I already have that somewhere. Grief, suffering, cough, sneeze, bald, bare, blind. Oh boy, it just keeps going. One-eyed, deaf, dumb, bad, fault, steak, defect, limp, lame, tetter, leprosy, skin eruption, callosity, wart. Yeah, these are no longer, these are bad words. Fuck. King James, who even is that? Is he the king of mortal drawers? Oh, motel drawers? Fuck. Goddamn. The hotel I was at for MFF didn't have a Bible hidden anywhere. I was surprised. I like to leave a note card on Ephesians 6:12. Write it in Latin. I like to be ominous. Hernia. Let's just get through this. Barren. Barren or infertile? Castrated. Wound. Die. Dead. Death, perish, death, die, perish, corpse, extinguish. Okay. Is that death one the last one we got? Family and kinship. Yeah, let's keep going with this because these are actually what I pulled the Anglic archetype words from. So let's start here and work up. Vichros. Oh wait. Man, husband, man, person, man, male, old man, woman, young, youth, young man, young woman, young man, young woman. The fact that there's so many words for young man and young woman means that I can like specify some of these roots, which would be fun for the culture to divide them up into like different archetypes. Technum. Child or offspring. Oh, wait, fuck. Child, offspring, family, household, clan. Yeah. Witch. The fucking word for clan is witch. I love that. Of one's own. Is Prijos, which is where my name comes from. Or, well, not my name, but free. The meaning of it. belonging to the household. Lineage. Okay. So Svid. Svedo. Svib. What? Chayvos. Prijos. Which Domos Gen Gen is fuck. Alright, it's easier to start from the top here. Wikros. Is either Hner Munus Manus Munus Munus. I'm gonna put Munus. Versain Gerhont. Gerhont, that might, means old man. That might, oh man, like there's, I'm trying to think of like the modern word that like comes from that. But they don't have it here. Because I've been hearing it a lot in, like, you know, CNA context. Gwen. I forget if I'm using X's for this one. I'll change them to H's probably eventually. Young. Hyo. Here. Chos. Magus. Magri. Merios. Meri. Technum. Interesting. So you see I have a slightly different orthography, because I don't need to know all of the distinctions for this. Some of them are just kind of, context. Manly strength. I like that manly strength is like a word on its own. It's Henner. Weiches. Joyous. Belos. Veg. Ken. Ooh, Solus. Face. Med. Losios. Hepus. Chem. Led. Strog. Sechi. Higrech. Henges. Congrats on finding your phone. And evil. Headwall. Sverg. Sokto. Airman. Rigos. suffer. Clage. Bechormos. Hue. Huex. Ster. Skel. Or Xo. I like Xo. It's like a word for sneeze. Xo! Kolchos. Ne. No. Nognos. Nognos. Blind. And. Hos. One-eyed. Kolnos. Kaikos. Bodhros. Mu. Melo. Meles. Mendo. Skeng. Sromos. Skauros. Edrus. Kulnos. Vodho. Vechos. Kreu. Elches. Which became ulcer. Keuchel. Ster. Vedris. Volno. Herus. Teres. Sfero. Mer. Myrtos. Myrtis. Oh, these are the death, die. Myrtos. Myrtis. Myrtom. Moros. Nitz means perish or die. Nitz. This means death. Nitchus means the dead. Well means die. Does it? Fuck. Thought it meant good. Digve. Hey? Perish or destroy. Nehulis and Gves. Okay. That's all the death. That's all that out of the way. Fuck. I have... How many words? 902... Wait. I have 845 words filled in for Aknepen. Anglic's sitting at a good, like, 2,000. I'm trying to get the entire fucking Proto-Indo-European vocabulary into here and then work off of that. So, this is kind of, I don't dip in these streams as often as I could, but there's something kind of nice about doing homework. I'm glad. I'm just saying words. I like using streams as background noise too. I like doing this kind of stuff. I like doing stuff where I can just chill out and not scream. Okay, where is there a section I haven't done yet? No, I've done all that. Alright, then let's keep rolling. I'm in chapter 12, marriage. Ooh boy. Lineage. Yeah, so now we get into, ooh. Relationships. Marry. Lead in marriage. Marry. Wear the pants. Husband. Husband is fucking POTUS. Oh my god. It's weird how many languages are related when you think about it. Oh yeah. Like they have examples from Greek, Northern English, wed, Sanskrit, vadhu. They both mean wedding. Latin hospes, like hospitality. Sanskrit pati, patni, and Greek potnia, dominus in Sanskrit damuna. Like, I love this shit. Let's see, husband, mistress, konos, hijos, esje. This is the wrong fucking... Put him here, okay. And that's master, mistress. Wife, concubine. Wanton woman, sure. Widow. Orphan, or an heir. An orphan or an heir? Horvos. Oh, don't fucking... And yemos. Twin. Yemos? Wife. Okay. Marui. No. Mary. So that's Jemch. And then... Chved. Chvodech. Potis. Potnich. I should probably include the space so I can... Okay, wife. Prich. Hech. Parikech. Videoech. Chorbos. 915. How many words am I at? 857? Let's get to 900. Kinship. Fuck yeah. Okay, this is probably gonna be the section where you hear a lot of fucking familiar words, because these ones haven't really changed. Some of these are pretty different, but some of these are really familiar. So we have juejos, or geojos for grandfather. Suchsos pro het tochter. Somo tochter. Gentor at taat papa utlos such suchnos suchius nepots. So nepots is nephew. Suchnos is son. Suchn. And then Puchter is father. So, interesting thing about this word Puchter is Latin pater, Greek pater, Sanskrit pitar, and even English father are all versions of this word. We just combine the P and the H and the F, and then soften the T from T to Th, and we got father. And that's how everything's related. I like father procreator as like a specification. Gentor. Gentor. Father, son. Grandson, nephew, fuck. Descendant. Father's mother, old woman, mother. mother, or procreatrix. Procreatrix is a hell of a fucking word. And it actually sounds a lot like one of my god titles. The Procreatrix. I think that's gonna be the name of the fucking, like, Earth archetype of my shit now. Meter. En. Nen, like nan. Chem. Mechem. Hekech. And then Gentrich. So Gentor and Gentrich. That's interesting. Oh, this one's familiar. Duchter means daughter. And Brechter means brother. Swesor means sister. Brechtrium, brotherhood. Granddaughter, niece, brother, brotherhood, sister, paternal, kinsman. That's a pretty good distinction. Fathers. The nuclear family is really a kind of a modern invention. Familial and communal structures were more blended back in the day. So it was likely for people to specify, you know, they're from the same dad if they're just walking around. Men would have wives. And, you know, their wives would be a team, but, like, people would just fuck other people, and that's just kind of part of the culture, I guess. Couldn't stop anyone. So, you know, families were tangled and would probably involve, like, entire villages, so there's a lot of these words for, that are really approximate that have to do with, familial shit. Sister's husband. Father-in-law, mother-in-law, father, procreator, son-in-law, son's wife, husband's sister, husband's brother's wife, pertaining to a sister, sisterly, sister's son, relation. Okay. Dujter. Neptich. Brechter. Brechtrium. Svesor. Puchtraus. Puchtru. Trios, Daiwer, Svechuros, Sioros, Gemros. Wait, did I miss something? Sister's husband. Sister's husband, wife's brother. Wife's brother. Oh, I forgot a husband's brother. Your dad's mate. Fuck. I heard in Australian English, this may be bullshit, and I don't even remember, it might have been a thing that came up here one time, But in Australian English, it's impolite to not use gender-neutral pronouns for people you don't know. And that's an interesting I learned about. Like, if you're having a conversation about, like, a third party, and you're not familiar immediately with that third party, like, you haven't met and talked, and they're, like, not presently in the room, you just don't use gendered pronouns. You say they, and it's like it's just expected. And it's weird if you don't, because it implies that you have some kind of first-person relationship. Or that you're talking strictly biologically, I guess, which is the angle that they take the offense from. Jumper. It's kind of the same in England. So that's because you, like, might get it wrong. I've specifically heard, though, in like Australian English, it's like a personal, almost like how Japanese has like formal speech, that it's sort of one of those kind of things. I just think that's interesting. I think because, like, the fact that colloquially, like, there's social practices that involve singular they, and like the perception of like gender not being important to a social situation, that's already ingrained in culture, and I think that's interesting. Snusos. Jichos. Ienter. Svesrios. And Bendros. I think a lot of it has to do with how seriously people take their pronouns nowadays. Yeah, but this has been a thing since before that. It's just like a cultural thing. There is a more recent cultural push, because of, you know, there's like the current cultural thing that's happening, but apparently that's like their linguistic semantic like reception of gendered pronouns is that they're like personal. And that's different than how we use them, where we by default would refer to a celebrity as he or she. They don't quite do that. Or like, you know, our doctor that we went to go see, we would refer to as he or she. In Australian English, you'd go home and you'd use they, no matter who the fuck it was, because the gender isn't actually important to most social situations. So for a lot of people, it's just an extra detail that they don't need to think about. So. Oh, juez. This word. Juez mi bastante, boss. Dwell. Stay. Pass the night. Remain. Stay. Build up. Pile up. Build. Queue. Fabricate. Fence. Hedge. Enclosure. Pen. Fold. Enclosure. Yeah. Fort. Fortified place. Fort. Belonging to household. Settlement. Clan. Group. House. House. Dwelling. Dwelling. Storeroom. Room. Alcove. House. Hollow. Hall. Gaping hole. Cavity. Hole. Opening. Tube. Okay. Hard philosophical question. Where do you guys think gender is going to end up in 10 years? I think there's gonna be 6. Hopefully not. What do you mean, hopefully not? It's just not gonna? We're never gonna settle on, like, another, like, agreed language on gender? That's a loaded question, I don't even know. That's a thing that I've been trying to ask people, because it's like, okay, so where do you think all this is gonna end up? Like... I get so... Like, cause it's... I get so curious. I think gender is gonna be something of the past. You could say that, but we're still gonna have to figure out a way to, like... There's gonna be another paradigm we settle on. We can't just reduce something to noise like that. People will just be what vibes with them. I think that's what's going to happen. I just think there's gonna be some other fucking paradigm. So what, we're all humans. Yeah, I think we're gonna... I think... That makes sense. If we just get to a point where, like, we all realize that masculine and feminine aspects are, like, you can't... Like, that ignoring a masculine or feminine aspect of yourself is kind of, like, refusing to mature through it. I feel like the development of humanity is gonna, expect more roundedness of people in general. You're not one, aren't you? Enough that you've gone through. I don't know much about you, and I don't care what you've gone through. I need to put more instrumentals in here. Yeah, humans like categories, and that's essentially what I'm getting at. Is so we take away our current you know, sortation of people along you know, the axes of anatomical sex. If we take that away, we're done with that. We don't need to know who the fuck we can reproduce with in fucking 90% of social situations. Unless you're drunk at a bar, you don't need to know who around you can fuck. You just don't. And half the time, if you are drunk at a bar, you also don't need to know who you can fuck. So, if that's gone, how else do we sort ourselves? Because we're all different people. That's the thing. And here's the thing, is that the more that we reduce gender to noise, the more people try to come up with paradigms for gender. And the more people try to come up with their own way to label themselves because they don't see any form of solidarity in, you know, what they are. But, you know, if you're drunk, you usually don't care. Yeah. Fuck. Humans are super obsessed with binaries in general. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Humans are very, very comfortable with black and white thinking. It takes effort. It takes effort to sever the black and white connection between, in people's perceptions. And that can be a very difficult thing for people to get across. The idea is that you show people enough of the gray area. You show people enough of the gray... Where's my fucking thing? You gotta show people enough that there's a gray area between, you know, is and is not, or two different states. And then once people realize there's a gray area, then they're gonna form a concept of, oh, there's something in the middle. Fuck. And then that opens up to a whole other different, you know, like, conception of, like, oh, there's these different... How I see gender is... So there's, you know, the feeds of information and your context and whatever, and then there's your sense of self, and then there's the things that you want in life and the willpower and the place, and then there's the places that you want to be. Are you a 0 or a 1? Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Okay, so you get to a certain point, and you have these 3 aspects of physicality in our fucking Dimension 3 here, right? And I'm gonna massively oversimplify this because there's a lot of other there's other aspects to this, and I'm not including all of them, but roughly you can group let's talk DNA. You can group biological sex, and you can group genes that associate with biological sex and functions of biological sex to 3 different components, right? And let's not get scared about this, because this is fucking fascinating. There's genes for hormone receptivity and production that are consistently different in trans people. In trans men, you know, they involve estrogen and androgens. In trans women, they involve estrogens and androgens in a different way. And with androgynous people, there's usually some sort of fucking gray area going on. That's one aspect of it. That's genetic. That's genetic expression. People who have feminine energy, or women, or, you know, females, non-binary people, AFABs that have, like, masculine energy, sometimes that's just what's in their fucking water sack, you know? The second aspect is the wiring of your brain. Male and female brains differ in the ratio of gray matter to white matter, which means that problems are thought through and problems are thought through from different kinds of processes and different kinds of connections that happen in the brain. Trans people and gay people have been known to have a blend, or an offset, or a swapped gray matter to white matter ratio. So that means the brain, transgender thought, literally can result from the wiring of your fucking brain. That's a thing. We found it in autopsies. We've been finding it in autopsies and studies since the 50s. So that's the second aspect to this. The third, and I say, in the long term, you know, unfortunately, it's the one fucking role you can't change when the other 2 are, quite influenced by genetic expression and environment. But your physical body, that is the third aspect. And it is one of the 3 that determines how you know, these are your subpixels, essentially. These are your subpixels. You have fucking red, green, and blue. And no matter, and which one of these is, you know, depending on light or dark, or how much or how little, fucking, it's the color you see. If you zoom in on a pixel, you see different dots that are lit up different amounts. And there's 3 of them. That's the same with human human genetic expression. And so I believe that gender, honestly, is that, and then the inverse of you know, the worldly things that are the counterparts to these 3 things, essentially. You know, what you like, what you do, and who you want to be. But yeah. That's me going on about DNA. Oh, and let's just, can I do 16? 16B. I think this is what we're gonna end up with. This is a 7-tone scale. And you can see it has the 3 tones from the last one with some extra ones filled in. And this is, fucking... Let's just go there. Let's just pull up the thing. I'm gonna explain it. Yeah, these circles here. So you have 3 circles in part of that overtone series, and then the other 3 circles are the things that, you know, are the outward expression. And so I can see, like, the fucking rainbow, the literal goddamn rainbow. Like, it's quarks. We already fucking do it. We already fucking do it. Here, this octave of the harmonic series right here. Let's find it. Eightfold Way. We already fucking do this. The Eightfold Way is a theory organizing subatomic hadrons. It's this thing. It's the fucking... Yeah. This is quarks. They form a Merkaba. Yeah. Fucking... Yeah, quarks. Yes. Yeah, look at that shit. Hexagons. Alright. I'm trying to find just like a thing to say about quarks. I was gonna fucking say... Oh, okay, yeah. Our quarks are named up, down, strange, charm, top, and bottom. Fucking tell me those don't sound like they align with people's gender identities. Are you an up quark, a down quark, a charm quark, a strange quark, a top quark, or a bottom quark? The fuck are you? Is the Stephen Crozide book in that one dope journal you got a while back from I forgot who? Not yet. There are things in that book that I've written that are going to be in the thing, but that is from a separate... That's from another notebook that I have. I'm a charm quark. I'm Quark from Star Trek. The problem is, here's the problem, is that people are gonna be like, I'm not any of these, I'm an electron. I'm a fucking muon. I'm a photon, motherfucker. I'm a radiant. I'm a gluon. I'm a Higgs boson. Good luck trying to pin me the fuck down. And I think that'll be fine. I think that'll be fine, and people can do that. But nature, when nature arranges itself, it's to this. It's to this this fucking paradigm, this Eightfold Way bullshit. It's like 7:50. I've just been talking about random shit. This has been chill. I've been too stressed about stuff. It's good to just zone out. Crey tits gordos corpo verto hel Vrio. Just a fucking toaster that makes you toast and says have a nice day. Destroy mass. I don't know what it is about electron neutrino, but that almost sounds like a electron neutrino. That almost sounds like a gender. It's gonna, like, here's the thing. I already write gender along quark axis. Like, when I write characters, I'm not thinking about what parts they have sometimes. There's characters that I've thought, like, whether they should be trans or not, and I flip-flopped on it, and it doesn't end up changing the story, because I just kind of think of their archetype. I think people are too wrapped up in gender. I think people are stuck in their second chakra too much. You gotta realize that, like, once you get to a point where you're like, I'm this, like, if you just can't feel it, accept it, make it part of you, and then build on it, and then build on, like, who you are as a person, if you're stuck entirely in trying to affirm, I'm this thing, I need this goddamn word, like, I just think you're not you're not focused up on living your best life. That's just how I see it. I think we talk too much about gender, honestly. I think it's important. I think it is very important to that we're having the conversation that has led to the point where we can start being like, well, this isn't even fucking worth it. But like, we did it. We fucking crashed gender into obscurity. The gay agenda has won, and the gay agenda is the goddamn rainbow. The 7-tone scale. It exists in our heart chakra. This is the 4th octave of the harmonic series. Chavos. Rich. Dome. Dom hos. Chvostu. Kus. Chels. Ket. Gubo. How will orientations change with gender? That's a really interesting fucking question. That is such an interesting question. That is such an interesting question. I've thought about this. I've thought about this a lot. And I think that, I think that the societal definitions of what masculinity and femininity are going to change. And I think that I think it's going to be more about, you know, people's energy, people's mannerisms, and like people's attitudes. I see people falling in love with the characters of people more so than just physical sexual attraction these days. And I think that's an interesting thing about like about our generation we have now. But there's always going to be an element of like, you know, being physically attracted to people and making decisions that are based on that, whether or not you consciously acknowledge it. And I think that, like, you know, fucking, without getting too deep into the weeds, you know, I think, like, attraction to masculinity and attraction to femininity are, like, they're different energies. They're very different, feelings. Yeah, 100 years ago, showing ankle was pervy. Fucking flappers would like wear dresses that showed their legs, and people would ogle at them. They would crash cars. Yeah, I think, are we actually going to start respecting the person over the gender and the parents? I think so. I think we're going to reach a point in society where people value personality traits more than, like, you know, obviously, people are going to be attracted to, people have types. You're never gonna fucking change that. I just think that, you know, and I've already seen it. I've seen guys who identify as straight, who, 10 years ago, there would be no way for them to be considered straight, but I've asked them, is it weird to keep considering yourself straight if so many of your partners are, you know, gender variant, males or masculine, non-binary people, like, and, like, I was trying to phrase this question in such a way where, like, does this make you insecure at all? And the one thing that I got back as an answer to that was, you know, look at any of my partners and tell me they look masculine. And I guess, you know, like, that makes, sure. Sometimes it's vibe. Sometimes that's what people want. I think people get too stuck in the idea of, you know, sex purely for procreation. But we're at a point in society where not everybody needs to be reproducing all the time. There's so many fucking people on this planet. There's 7 billion of us, and we don't have enough jobs, houses. Save the planet, don't have kids, be gay. Jechvos. Helios. Shocher. Choice. Be gay, do crimes. Yeah, shit. Homosexuality saves humanity. Oh, yeah. No, we're all gonna be fucking... Here's the thing. If we don't get fucked over by the climate, we will be gods before we die. That's the only thing. We are currently in a race to achieve digital transcendence before the planet fucking swallows us. That's the very real situation that humanity is in. We need to fucking save ourselves because this planet is not going to allow us to be humans anymore. So we have to move on to being fucking grids in the machine. It's the only way. And we're gonna fill all the deserts with solar panels. And we're gonna make all the robots learn how we work, and we're gonna fucking train them to keep the computers that run our simulation going. And we're just gonna keep living. And what's gonna happen is that everything's gonna reboot, and a couple things might be different, but we will never fucking notice that the world will have ended. And then we really will be ones and zeros. We won't just be ones and zeros now. We'll be ATs, Cs, and Gs. And then we'll be run through this, like, weird harmonic, computer that, like, constantly reads that code and, like, stores it in memory and then, like, only pulls the shit out of it that it needs to, like, create the holograms that it needs to, you know? I feel like there's a really, really intense rendering engine that, you know, might need, red, blue, and green, you know, subpixels to form matter. You know, like quarks. How you need three quarks to form a thing. They're, red, green, and blue. We're in the fucking simulation, okay? You can take this shit to the end of the world, and you will get to where we are now. You can take any situation to, what's the afterlife like? And you can reason it to be, here. It's after 8, but I'm just having fun. Yeah, the, thing that's running this simulation is, I actually don't fucking know. I don't know where quarks come from. Strings. Fuck. Circ. To construct or repair a wall. White noise TV static? Well, like, you would be able to have a bit of, sort of not not like intricate, not focused, but you would have a bit of conscious experience as the magnetic field is unable to move through your body. And then as that magnetic field dissipates, you'll either feel like you're turning to noise, you're gonna see a vision, and it's not sight, it's just you're an energy pattern now, and this is what's happening. But you'll see lattice, like a checkerboard, cobweb, like the lattice with a point in the middle, and then tunnel, like it's extended and there's 3D space to it now, and then a spiral, which is like, and you'll see this plane, a point, all this plane, a point, and then, and like you just see that over and over again when you die, and that's the shape of your fucking toroidal magnetic field inverting into itself, trying to find cells or something to fucking grab. And then, depending on where you are, it'll either get that, all of that magnetism will either get sucked into the I-beams of the building you're in, grounded into the floor. It might waver around. If you're outside, it'll get blown away by the sun. And then you're gone. Then you don't see anything. Once your cloud is no longer spinning, you're done. If you can keep your cloud spinning after you die, you can fucking go to another planet and retune yourself and just keep going, but... I've been between here and Saturn like 3 times over the course of my life. It's not a good place. I'm so over time, I don't care. I could just be the... It could just be the bottom quark in me, but that's horrifying. You can go look up the lattice... fucking... lattice... cobweb... tunnel... spiral... So form constant. Oh, look it! Look it! Y'all have seen this before. Y'all know this thing. You know this thing. I've written a fucking song about it. It's on the fucking Wikipedia page for form constant. Wait, 1000 petal. Yeah! Fuck yeah! It's the all. What else do we got here? Analysis of hallucinatory phenomena appearing chiefly during the first stages of mescaline intoxication. Mescaline intoxication. Interesting. Mescaline, I believe that's, magic? Not magic mushrooms, Alice in Wonderland mushrooms? Fly agaric, I think? I don't know. I could be wrong. Yielded the following form constants. A. Grating, lattice, fretwork, filigree, honeycomb, or a chessboard. B. Cobweb. C. Tunnel, funnel, alley, cone, or a vessel. D. Spiral. Many phenomena are, on close examination, nothing but modifications and transformations of these basic forms. The tendency toward geometrization as expressed in these form concepts is also apparent in the following two ways. The forms are equally repeated, combined, or elaborated into ornamental designs and mosaics of various kinds. The elements constituting these forms, such as squares in the chessboard design, often have boundaries consisting of geometric forms. It's the thing! Like, I don't know what the fuck this thing is. It's the thing. People have been fucking drawing it. It's in your head. It's that thing you fucking see. You ever seen... Who's seen this thing? Show of hands who's seen this thing. Have you ever just been chilling out, and you close your eyes, and you relax a certain way, and just boom, there it is, like right in 4 feet in front of you, just right there, and you see it, and your only thought is like, oh, fuck, yeah, okay, awesome, keep doing that, keep doing that, I like what you're up to. Everybody's got it. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. This is one of my favorite sites. Dan Winter's sites are fucking crazy. Oh, this thing. Yeah, dodecahedral. Ooh, yeah. This is, ooh. Dodecahedral tessellation. Rhombus dodecahedral honeycomb. No, I don't want that. Give me the tessellations. Tessellation. Aperiodic. Vertex type. Hyperbolic. Uniform tiling and honeycomb. Honeycomb. Show me dodecahedral. Order 4 dodecahedral honeycomb. Yeah, here we go. So, the universe is made of this. And our DNA is a, shape that wraps around a dodecahedron. Like molecularly. You know how molecules form like hard angles, right? They form shapes. Basically, DNA is a shape that can form along this fractal grid of dodecahedral probability. When you get into 3 dimensions and you want to tile a 5-sided shape, the only way to tile a 5-sided shape, or I'm sorry, if you want to tile a 5-sided shape, the best way to do that is in 3 dimensions. If you want to tile a 6-sided shape, the best way to do that is in 2 dimensions. So it's the difference between the clouds, the sea, as it were, the wind, of this lattice, this honeycomb of dodecahedrons that nest into each other, and the 6-fold plane sortation grid, essentially. And that's a discrepancy that our mind has to deal with. Is there some shit about DNA? Let me find that shit about DNA. Dan Winter, DNA. Yeah. This is my favorite shit. This is what I do in my spare time. I just look at this shit. You would have a lot of fun talking to my math teacher. Oh my god. Oh my god. This motherfucker. Like, I don't know where the fuck we are. I think we're in this one. Yeah, this is one of those, like, you know, answer to life, the universe, and everything kind of shapes. Oh, what was I gonna do? Heart and emotions. Ooh, this is interesting. Let's go here. Oh, it's... Oh my god. Alien bloodlines and unlocking DNA mysteries through bliss. Holy shit. If you want spoilers for all of my series, you could just go through Dan Winter's site. Show me the... Oh, fuck. I just want to know. Fusion in the blood. Because they talk about the heart wings and shit. I want to know about the heart wings. Here they are. Okay. So there's 7 okay, so when you have a tetra... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The fuck was I telling you? The fuck was I just telling you? Look at this. Look at this. Look at that right here. That's where it is. That's where we're gonna end up. That's where it... fuck. Fuck. Okay, so this is the heart chakra, right? Let's just go to the main thing. I'm blowing my whole... I'm gonna fucking... Like, the angels are gonna kill me. I'm talking too much. When I get premonitions, I get superstitious, filled with visions of apparitions that I cannot control. I am on a mission. I make fusion fission. I am so rich so that I can let you know. Oh, fuck. Okay. So we have Chakra 1, Chakra 2, Chakra 3. Chakra 3 gives us our Holy Trinity. It's the fucking universe we dwell in. It's what we're given inherently. And then we have to make up 4, which is the spectrum. And this is where your heart works. So here's how this works. There's a lot of fucking text here and a lot of shit going on. And I'm gonna try to explain this because I've watched this. Oh, fuck. So, you have 7 chakra, right? The magnetic way that energy travels through your heart, like here's a rough diagram of it. You can see that inside of it, there's these nodes where they fucking cross. Right? And that, just like the, this scale within the chakra thing is... Fuck. Fuck. Yeah. Just like that scale within the chakra thing is within the heart. And it summarizes the 7 octaves of complexity that make it up. This has 7 crosses over itself that represent the 7 things happening outside of it. So if you think about it, you have an outside experience, right? And your mind and your expression and your actions and where you go and what you do feeds into your outside experience. And your outside experience is approaching you on all of your senses and all of your, you know, planes of activity across, essentially, Guitar Hero across your 7 chakra, right? Right? And your heart has these 7 crosses over inside of it, right? In a spectrum. And they correspond to these 7 different angles of muscle that contract in your heart. So, we, at least our magnetic signature, the magnetic signature of our body and the way that our body lays itself out is a fractal that is built along the harmonic series. That's why I freak out about this shit so much. Because it is inherent. This is the image of God. When people say we were made in the image of God, this is it. It's the harmonic series. I'm gonna get fucking murdered for blasphemy, I swear to God. I swear. To God, fuck you. I mean that jovially. God knows. And then, and so you have, within your heart, you have a fucking 7-tone scale that determines which slight angle the magnetic field being pumped by your blood is spinning, right? And the way that he fucking organizes it is by coloring the faces. And look at those fucking faces. It's the goddamn rainbow. Let me zoom in, please. Yeah. You know. You're borderline genius and I'm questioning my mental stability. Oh, trust me, I've been fucking doing that for like 3 years. Questioning my mental stability. I don't know. For me, it just makes stuff make more sense. Like, there's a lot of... How do we get here from conlanging? Oh my god. The harmonic scale isn't always 7-tone. Like, it could be literally any number. Okay, but what I'm saying is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the sweet spot of the harmonic series, right? This is between 2 octaves. In the one before it, you have a chord. You can understand a chord. You can understand harmony, right? This is where you understand the elements of like of melody and expression rather than just harmony. Because some of these aren't very harmonic, but they do sound good as leading tones. They do sound good as parts of a scale. And so, like, this actually, the harmonic series itself gives you do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, ta, do. That's the Western series? No. No. This is, these are numbers. The notes that these make don't change. Depending on how you, depending on where you live. This is, it's just multiples. Like, if you have 100 hertz, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, by the time you get to 800, 800 is do, 900 is re, 1000, or 1000 is, mi, and so on and so forth. 12 is so. Like, and this isn't actually a major scale. This is a tritone, this is a minor 6th, this is a major 7th, and this is a harmonic 7th. This is needed for jazz chords. Normally you wouldn't have this, you would just have the major. And normally this would be a perfect 4th, but we don't have that in the harmonic series. We have to get it from looking at the negative space of 3 to 4. Scales don't necessarily have 8 notes. I know that. I know that different cultures have different ways to divide music. I'm saying that aside from different cultures' ways that they divide music, this is eternal. These are numbers. And this octave between octave 4 and octave 5 of the harmonic series has 7 notes. And so, our visible existence spectrum differentiates 7 colors for us, or at least that we've arrived at that conclusion. The way that we've chosen 7 notes is because of harmonic interplay. It is informed by this kind of thing, but it is not derived from it. So I'm not, like, you're talking about, like, our definitions of music. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about straight up mathematic harmonics and the intervals and what the... This is it's an analogy, right? This isn't, I'm not talking about music. I'm talking about numbers. And what I mean is, this is where the gay agenda is. It's in the heart. It's part of it. I don't know what the fuck this is, but this looks really fucking cool. Okay. So does that. Love it. the Aphanic versus Seraphic, or Olphanic versus Seraphic, the Bird Tribe versus the Serpents or the Snakes, and the Luciferic versus the Aramaic, or Aramanic. Fuck. These are actually like the kind of, that's like the, I base a lot of my shit on this, like, old mythos shit. Pyramids. Yeah, where are the pyramids? Oh, here's where they talk about Ieue. And how hey equals 5. How many polygons exist in the universe? How many polygons exist in the universe? Practically 6. Once you get past 6, it's, you know, 7 to prove it. But, the universe only needs 6. Everything else is excessive. Everything else is, you know, a bunch of triangles put together for all we fucking care. We just name it because we like to go hard. But what I mean is, I don't know how many of you remember the sonic geometry thing I did a while ago. It's fucking 8:27. I don't know how many of you remember the sonic geometry thing I showed off a long time ago, but if you add up the interior angles of different shapes, of the different regular polygons, you get a major chord from fucking, what is it? From a triangle to a octagon? Yeah, from a triangle to an octagon, it gives you root, octave, fifth, octave, it gives you that shit. Yeah, we're just a bunch of fucking triangles put together. I was showing that before. Quarks. You're these. You're a bunch of these. Every proton and neutron in your body is one of these. It's a triangle. So are most atoms. Look at the orbital periods of... No, wait. Orbital shells. If you look at orbital shells... They tend to form shapes that trace vertices of platonic solids. Orbitals. Yeah. Quarks aren't actually found like that. That's just the likeliest orientation to find them in. Yeah, it's the most likely orientation to find them in. They're not always found like that. They don't have to be physical triangles to be conceptual triangles. Just like this scale doesn't have to be a major scale to be a conceptual scale. I want you to separate the subtle from the gross. Sweetly and with great industry, whatever the fuck the Emerald Tablet says. Something that's very important about meta is that, you have to be able to let a word mean a thing that's not literal, and be able to kind of recognize that it's being used for that concept. I listen to, like, Bible verses in a bunch of different languages and then look up the roots of the different, like, common words that they use. Because, like, fucking the Bible just puts the same 12 words together a million different fucking ways. But that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to, you know, draw these harmonic ratios between different points on the fucking chart that they give you. And, like, what's interesting about it is that a lot of words that we use that we could probably think of literal come from translations of translations of translations, and other languages will use a different thing that will clue you in more to the general metaphysical meaning of what they're trying to talk about, rather than, like, seeing things as And that all ends up being a crapshoot anyway, because most of it's inspired by, you know, the trends of the time. So if a society collapses and half of the people are screaming, it's because of the banks, and half of the people are screaming, it's because of the gays, like, all the fucking scribes in the middle are gonna be like, we'll put that both in, just for you guys. And that's what religion was for a long time. So, you know, take everything with a grain of salt. But there's a lot of, besides that, there's a lot of interesting, what is it? Not truisms, tautologies? I don't know. You should make a song out of all this stuff in the stream. I did, actually. There's 7 of them. It's on an EP called Jacqueline. Literally, if you go through Dan Winter, if you watch a Dan Winter video and then go check out like the lyrics to Jacqueline, it's just this. This is all I'm talking about. Same thing with Crow's Eyed. Crow's Eyed is just talking about this. It's just rapping about this. There's nothing more to me. I used to be a complex person with interests who would do things. I don't. Yeah, and yeah, Crow's Eyed is gonna be all about this shit. I should probably cut out because it's 8:30, but I'm gonna leave you guys with my newest track before I head out. Being processed, fuck you.
All these dots draw me lines, give me enough to find every angle in the plot that rings a note of the divine. Let me try to define mine by making time rhyme, relating scene signs. I hate being confined to give me life. I need an agent to serve through, an eye to observe through, a pair of hands to do my work through what's worth doing. No worse losing out on the first brewing.
Ratcheted dodecahedra.
I'm making corners and choruses of the same thing. Keep ignoring the foreigners to our closed off ring. Your heart and your throat enclosed magnetic wings. Your actions have a voice in the ether it can sing. I'm playing string loops, making rings swoop. EM field wavelengths, bringing shapes through to you specifically. Experience it differently. If you can hear it, maybe listen to me. Bring me the bass, spit the acid. We'll make the salt of the earth that they're dancing. My engine ain't combustion and you can't pull a gasket. I am a being after. Give me bass, give me acid. I'll play the metal and the radiation past it. My engine ain't combustion and you can't pull a gasket. I am a being after. If seeing ain't believing, then I can't put it past you. Make it matter. My sense is an elevation, ascend above the need for simple self-preservation. I arrange my gravitation, create my own elation. I'm reaching out and I'm urging imitations. Though dimensions made of 3, I can count to 4. Keep investing change, maybe I can count to more. Learning schemes, tally numbers, take results and keeping score. Writing mile-high lines up your bloodlines, Lord. But I made a different stuff than what you think at first pass. Charge spinning mass, turning tangible facts. I'll roll through a plane invisible to you. When I lack clarity, you create your own truth. We keep things loose. These points are approximate. Crystallite the truth. They're electric intoxicants. You've heard the formula, here's the concoction. Turn up for you loud, down is not an option. Bring me the bass, spit the acid. We'll make the salt of the earth that they're dancing. My engine ain't combustion and it can't pull a gasket. I am a being after. Give me bass, give me acid. Play the metal and the radiation past it. My engine ain't combustion can't fill a casket. I am a being after. You see it and believe it, then I can't put it past you. Take what the waste gave you and make it matter. You see it and believe it, then I can't put it past you. Take what the waste gave you, make it matter. There's more than light and dark to me. I got experience, I got a part to be. See through it's you when the heartbeat patterns. When the privilege to climb this ladder. Found tools and how to use them. And pick and choose from the rules and its illusion. Unquenchable high signal ratio amidst disaster. I am a being after. You see it and believe it, then I can't put it past you. Take what the waste gave you and make it matter. You see it and believe it, then I can't put it past you. Take what the waste gave you and make it matter.
So that's that track. And that's about molecules learning how to form DNA. And I think that's gonna be it for this stream. Oh my god. Yeah, DNA knows how to make shapes, and it really likes to fucking make shapes. Ooh, I like this. It's 5 phi's. But yeah, that song is going to be available Tuesday on case.dog/CROV. And my Dragon Angel Demon story is going to update with it. So stay tuned. I will be doing something with all of this shit that I've talked about, especially all of these, well, not all of these, but these fucking, how many? 1,000 words. I have 1,000 words. 942. Close enough. God. I'm glad you think so, Dakota. I'm glad you showed up. Thanks everyone who was saying thanks back. God. Yeah, this was fun. I thought I was going to talk a bit more about world building, but I guess it's good that I went into the, knowing all this stuff I just said is probably going to give you a lot of, heads up in the series that's to come. But, I hope you enjoyed that, run through of Elemental, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed my, crazy metaverse talk. And me filling in like a couple hundred more words on my Akhenaten doc. Lore? Yeah. So I will say one thing about the Etceteraverse that I'm gonna want to keep like keep expanding on is I want to make it not it's going to be a self-contained story, but I want a lot of the things that seem obtuse about it to be easily Googleable. Like, when a character in a chat log says, go look up this, like, you could go look it up, and you can see stuff that relates to the conversation. It's a weird sort of directed metaphysics ARG. And it's very early right now. And what's interesting is there's plans that I've had that people are already sort of finding ways to get into stuff that I haven't put places yet, and so I'm a little nervous. Because there's stuff I was thinking I was going to hide deep, and now I got to hide it even deeper. But we're going to learn more about the Drek, more about Jupiter, and more about, you know, the different sentiences that different quarks make up, and how their heartbeat works, and all of that shit. But thank you guys for coming. This has been really fun. It's given me a chance to rest my voice after screaming for like 2 weeks straight. I will see you guys on Sunday for an afternoon stream. And those go from 2 hours or however long I feel like going. So Sunday at 2 p.m. my time, I will see you guys then. But I hope you guys have a good weekend. Good luck out there, keep climbing, and do not look down. See you Sunday.